Alright, hello everyone, welcome along to this group stage draw. For our latest tournament, this is the Yungas Manakin Madness. I think I pronounced that right. I really should have picked an easier to pronounce bird, but when you're stuck with the Y tournament, there are only so many options to go with. But here we are. Hopefully you're all looking forward to this. Hopefully you've all signed up. We have got a lot of people in this tournament. We've got 144. So it is going to be a big one. But of course, before we get into that, and the reason why you're all here, is so that we can do this group stage draw. So let's go ahead and get that up. I'm ready to go. So yeah, we have got ourselves 12 groups, and as I said, 144 players taking part. So we're going to be splitting those into these 12 groups of 12 players each. So you're each going to be playing 11 games in this group stage, and it's top 4 from each group going through into the next round. I see we've got some first timers in the chat. Thank you very much for joining us, Robert. Glad to have you here for your first tournament. Hope it is going to be a good one. So I'll just explain briefly how this is going to work. I'm sure those of you who have been here before have some idea of how this is going to work. But we have done some light seeding for this tournament, just to try and balance out the groups a little bit. We've got 4 pots in total. We have got Pot and Hinger, Pot Brambling, Pot Canvasback and Pot Dunnock, and these are arranged based on the ELO from the last 28 days. And with 4 pots and 12 players in a group, we're going to be taking 3 players from each pot and putting those into each group. So how this will work, we're going to start with Pot and Hinger. This has got 36 players in. We're going to go through group by group, putting 1 player in at a time until we run out of groups. And then we're going to loop back around, start at A again and work our way through until we've run out of players in the pot, and then once that's done, we'll have 3 per group from the pot. We'll move on to the next one. I've got a randomizer list ready and waiting to go. So yeah, this will be random, but with this light seeding, as I say. So we're going to jump into it. We are going to get going, and we're going to see who is the first name coming out of the first pot, which is Pot and Hinger. Drum roll, please. It is Dr. Grainslove going into pot A, or group A, I should say here. So there we go. First name out of the hat. We've got 143 to get through, so I'm going to try and whiz through these as quickly as possible. If you see your name, I want to see excitement in the chat, and I want to see some predictions on who's going to end up where. Next up, we have Carl Yungas, who I already have seen some jokes about. This is the Carl Yungas Manakin Madness. So who knows? Maybe this is Carl's time to shine in this tournament, so named for them. Next up, into Group C, we've got Fractal Chess. Very nice. Group D is going to have Scared of Birds, who I can see in the chat. So there you go. Scared, you're coming out early. I know sometimes you come out last in these group stage draws. So it's always a relief, I think, to get yourself out of the hat early on. And then you can sit and watch and see who's going to get added to your group. But we have got some other groups to fill first. Group E is going to get Monkey Rem. And next up, into Group F, Bob Prime. Lovely stuff. We move on to our next row into Group G. Going to go with Abiath. There are going to be some somewhat new names on here for me, so as always, apologies if I inevitably pronounce your name incorrectly. Moving on, Group H is going to get Davim. That is a name I have had many opportunities to mispronounce, but hopefully I nailed it that time. Into Group I, we're going to have Mr. Saber. Lovely stuff. Going over to Group J is going to get Sim17. Everyone will, I'm sure, want to be avoiding that group. But for now, Group K is going to get Cop Dog. Excellent, Cop Dog. Going into Group K, I love to see that. Moving over to Group L, the last group is going to get Danko. Excellent stuff. So now we look back around. We go to Group A, and who is going to join Dr. Grainslove? In Group A, it is Goku Matos. Lovely stuff. Next up, Foxjoke, you're going to be joining the tournament name person in Group B. Going over to Group C, joining Fractal Chess is June Pike. Excellent stuff. Scared, who are you going to get in Group D? It is going to be Maudlin Cake. Nice looking group there already with you two in it. And joining Monkey Wren in Group E, it is Sleepyhead. I think I might have also seen in the chat early on, so there we go, Sleepyhead. You're also out somewhat early. Moving over Group F. Joining Bob Prime is going to be Spake Me. I've kept you two apart. I don't know if that's good or bad. I'll let you guys decide between the two of you if you're happy or annoyed by that. Moving over to Group G, we are going to get Ronster into Group G, joining Abiath. And joining Davim in Group H, it is Geest the Beast. I'm sorry, Geest. I'm sure you're not going to be very happy with me for that. But never mind. Group I, joining Mr. Saber, is Mike 316. Lovely stuff. Who is going to join Sim in Group J? It is J Lim. So J Lim and Sim, not only have we got J Lim in Group J, but we've got him with someone whose name rhymes. What more do you want? What more do you want? The pots are indeed based on ELO, so these will be, by the ranking system, the top 36 players that's ranked, and we will move gradually through. The last pot will also have any new players who haven't played enough to have enough ELO. Should have mentioned that as well. So if you're new, you might have to sit and wait a little bit for your name to come out. Next up, who's going to join Cop Dog in Group K? It is Delphina. Good stuff, good stuff. And joining Danko in Group L, it's JJ Lig. Very good. We loop back around for the final time. For Pot and Hinga into Group A, is Arceus as good? So we have got someone A going in there. Joining Carl Huggers and Foxjoke in Group B is No Ravens. No Ravens into Group B. And into Group C is Grooven Steen. Joining Fractal Chess and June Pike. Who is going to join Skedderbirds and Mortar Cake? In Group D, it is Irek. Excellent stuff. Going into Group E, we have me. Hey, Sleepyhead, how you doing? And Monkey Wren, if you're watching. Next up, Group F, Bob Prime and Spake Me. You are joined by Bushy. Very good. Moving over Group G, Abiath Ronster, joined by Storm Chaser. And into Group H, we have got Divim, we have got Geese the Beast, and now our third player is Sad Rick. Hopefully you're not too sad about being drawn into that group. Group I, Mr. Saber, Mike 316, you are joined by Queen Fisher. Queen Fisher going into Group I. 3 more groups and 3 more players. Group J is going to be joined by Dozy along with J Lemon Sim. We've got Bargoff and Beans. We've got the 2 Bs left over. Who's going into Group K? It is Beans on toast with Copdog and Delphina. And last but by no means least, out of the pot and Hinga is Bargoff. There you go, into Group L with Danko and JJ Leg. Lovely stuff. All right, that is 1 pot down. We've got 3 more to go. You can already start to see how these groups are starting to shape. And we've got some pretty good looking groups. Early call for the Group of Death. I want to see that in the chat. We move on next to the Brambling Pot. So these are our next 36 players. And let me just get my player names copied over from my other side window. There we go. All right. Pot Brambling. Who is first out of the hat? Drumroll, please. It is Michael the Grackle. You go into Group A. Excellent stuff. Next, coming out of Pot Brambling, we've got MT Rooster. There we go. You go into Group B. Who goes into Group C? It is Birdwatcher Mobile. Birdwatcher finding their way into Group C there. Group D, joining Scared, Maudlin, and Eric is Ballet Mage. We've got some mod on mod violence. Love to see that. That'll be a lovely game to watch on the sidelines. Who's going to join me and Sleepyhead and Monkey Wren? It is Weird Owl. Weird Owl going into Group E here. Welcome along. Group F currently occupied by Bob Prime, Spake Me, Bushy, and now Woodpecker Joe. You find your way into Group F there. Group G. Who is going into Group G from Pop Rambling? First of all, it is El Sapo Guapo. They join Abiath, Ronster, and Storm Chaser. Next up, Davim, Jeez the Beast, and Sad Rick. You get Willy Pizza into Group H. There you go. Moving over, Group I is going to get Lord, oh Lord, with Queen Fisher Mike and Mr. Saber. Next up, Group J. Rick Sissel, you join Dozy, J-Lim, and Sim17. And in the K group, with Cop Dog, Delphina, Beans on Toast, you're going to be joined by G Trudat. Excellent looking group already over there. Group L, last but by no means least, Danko, JG Lig, and Bargoff, you are joined by the Flash, flashing their way into Group L. Lovely stuff. We zoom back round here to Group A once again. Continuing on with this pot of rambling. Who are we going to get out of the pot? It is a Brocky 33. Lovely stuff there for Brocky into Group A. Next up, going into Group B, it is Terracotta. Very nice. And now Group C, joining Fractal Chess, June Pike, Groovenstein, and Birdwatcher is Low Fat. Very good to see. Next up in the mod group, joining Scared, Ballet, and of course Maudlin and Eric, we've got Huxley 3000. Very good to see. Who is going to join Sleepyhead, me, Monkey Wren, and Weird Owl? In Group E, it is going to be Herc. Welcome along, Herc. Good to see you. Epic Saxka, you might want to try on a different channel. I'm not sure you're going to find festive games over here. But who knows, maybe, give it about 20 minutes or so, someone from this chat might hit you up. Group F, Bob Prime, Spake Me, Bushy, and Woodpecker Joe. Joined by Ethma. That is a tasty looking group already. Some very strong players. F's in the chat for Group F. Moving over to Group G, Abiath, Ronster, Stormchaser, El Sapo Guapo. The fifth player in that group is Captain Awesome. We could so very nearly have had those two in the same group, but it's not meant to be. Group H, Davim, Geest, Sadric, and Willy Peter. And now, the fifth name is Kokotic. Good to see. Next up, Group I. Who is going into Group I? It is VR WizKid, who I did also see in the chat, so welcome along. You join Mr. Saber, Mike, Queen, Fisher, and Lord over there in Group I. Next up, Group J. Coming out of this pop wrangling is Lip Purple Martin. You join Rick Sissel, Dozy, J-Lim, and Sim. Group K. Do we have any K people left? Oh, we do. We have Knock on Wood. Is it going to be Knock on Wood? No. It's going to be Stylo Plume. You find yourself in Group K there. And next up, Group L. You get Emperor Tim. I can spell Emperor Tim correctly. There we go. Very good. All right, and for the last time for this pot, we zoom back round to Group A, and we go all over again, drawing out of pop rambling. It is Chop You Up. You avoided the mod group. That would have been very fun in Group D. I'm sure that is what Scared and Ballet were both hoping for, but not to be Chop. You go into Group A. Next up, Group B. Who is it going to be? It is going to be Knock on Wood, so you avoid Group K, but you go into Group B there with Carl Hunker's Foxjoke, No Ravens, Empty Rooster, and Terracotta. Moving on, Group C. We're going to see who goes in Group C, and it's going to be Izux. Very good to see. Now, on to Group D. Who joins the mods? It is Alexandra Woohoo. Woohoo, Alexandra. You get to play Scared, Maudlin, Eric, Ballet, and Huxley. Going over to my group, Group E. Who is joining us? It is Seagull, like the bird. Good to see you, Seagull. Over into Group F, which I think is already starting to look like a group of death, we get GD Par 67. There we go, into Group F. Going down to Group G now, we get the green clarinets in Group G. Good to have some G action over there. Over to Group H, 5 players left. Who is it going to be? It is Black Spice 28 into Group H. Next, Group I, we get Bushnit. Lovely to see there, Bushnit in Group I. 3 more to go. Group J, you get Sabhadra joining Sim, J-Lim, Dozy, Rixisol, and Liperp. Group K, is it Muscana or is it the Bangzats? It is the Bangzats, which means only 1 left in this pot. There you go. Or I think I was reliably informed it's Mascona, which I believe is Polish for puffin. So there you go. A little bit of education for you at the same time. But here we are, halfway through the group stage draw. This is flying by, and these groups are starting to shape up very, very nicely. But as I say, we've got 2 more pots to go, so we're going to move on now here to pot Canvasback, which is our 3rd of 4. I'm going to refresh my names over here. If you can see your name now, this is the time to get excited. We've got a lot of C's here. A lot of C's. A lot of S's as well. No Group S, though. But yeah, if you do see your name, get the hype in the chat, because we're going to find out who you're going to be playing very, very soon. And who is the first person that we're going to find this out for? First out of the hat is Awesomeness. You go into Group A. Very good. Moving over, Group B. You get Stalled Bird, one of our S's coming out. Very early. Group C. Who is going into Group C? Is it going to be one of our C's? It is not. It's going to be one of the K's. Kuba Booba 005. Excellent stuff. Going over to Group D. It is Scott Sword, who I can see in the chat. There we go. You get to play the mods. Have fun. Enjoy. We move over to Group E. Who is joining me in Group E? It is Embry Fox. Glad to have an E in the group. Welcome along. Group F. Joining Bob Prime, Spake Me, Bushy, Woodpecker Joe, Ethma, and GD Har. It is Matt 9890. This group is just going to keep getting tougher with every name that gets drawn. Group G. Let's see who the real G is. It is, oh Christ, D-O-O. That'll do. There's always one name, and normally more than one, that I get completely stumped by. But never mind, I'm never going to have to say that again this stream. We'll move swiftly on to Group H, and it is TechCube Dude into Group H. Lovely stuff. Going over to Group I now. It is I Win at Life. We'll see if you win at this group as well as winning at life. Group J, Sim, J-Lim, Daisy, Rixisol, Liperp, and Sabhadra. Who are you joined by? It is Tudor Bahini. Tudor Bahini goes into Group J. 2 more groups. We have got Group K, and they gain Nakatano. And finally, Group L, they get Puppy. Short and simple. Puppy going into Group L. And now we go back around. You know how it works. By now, Group A, who jumps their way out of the pot canvas back into Group A? It is that Ivan JJ? It is Ivan JJ. 92 into Group A. Into Group B, we get C, Christine. I kept you apart from El Sapaguapo this time. I distinctly remember the last time I did a draw, that was not the case. So, again, as with Sleepy and Spake, you're welcome or I'm sorry, depending on how you see it. Group C, we get another player from Canvas back into Group C, and this time it is Pledgeling, who I have seen playing lots and lots of Festive. I'm sure making best friends with Epic Sax Guy and Clone Pepper along the way. Joining Scott Sword in Group D, we have Conadu Roo. Say it with confidence and it's going to be right every time. Going to Group E. Joining myself, Sleepyhead, Monkey Wren, Weird Owl Herc, Seagull, and Embry Fox is Swag Mulus. Swagging their way into Group E. Welcome along. We go now to Group F. We get, I believe this is LV. Nope, it's IV. 1738 into Group F. Jumping down to Group G now, we get Sable Knight into Group G. Lovely stuff. Next up, Group H. You get in the group with Geest. I'm sorry, Geest, for giving you your kryptonite once again, but I'm not really that sorry. We've got some tasty looking games over there in Group H. Next up, Group I. It is Buzzsaw Louie. Going there into Group I. And Group J, we get George V89. Very nice to see. In the K group, with Copdog, Delphina, Beans on Toast, G-Trudat, Stylo, Plume, The Bangsats, and Nakatano, we get a weird brownie. A weird brownie. He's not happy. Group L. Group L is going to get Mr. Triggerhands. Very nice to see. And now for the last time for this Pot Campus Pack, we loop back around once again and we see who is going to populate these groups. So starting with Group A, we get Cloud 8. Very good. Moving over, Cuppa is going to make their way into Group B. And into Group C, it is Salmon Skin Roll. Salmon Skin Roll 12. Very good to have you here. Now, Group D time. Who's coming into Group D? It is Smelly Cat. Smelly Cat. Smelly Cat. What are they feeding you? Group E. Who is joining me in Group E here? It is CG Junior. Welcome along. Group F now. Last one from this pot. It is Otsu Kuyan. Otsu Kuyan. Going down now to Group G. 6 names to go. We get Jaka. Jaka 90 into Group G. I like it. I like it a lot. Who is joining Ava in Group H? It is Obi-Wan Kenobi. It's Obi-Wan Kenobi in Group H there. Moving on to Group I. It is Corvo Gordo. Corvo Gordo in Group I. Group J now. Who's it going to be? It is Travs. Travs making their way into Group J there. And now we've got 2 left. We've got Slayer and we've got Cam Sales. Who's going to join these lovely players in Group K? It is Slayo, which means only one thing. Cam Sales into Group L. And there we go. Another pot done, which means we have just one more pot to go. And it is now time for Pot Dunnock. Pot Dunnock. So we have our final 36 players here to populate these groups. For the last time, we are going to go around and start filling these pots. So first, out of the pot, Dunnock. Drumroll, please. It is Malcolm. You go into Group A. There you go, Malcolm. Enjoy your life in Group A against these lovely, lovely players. Next up, Group B gets Brenty. B for Brenty, 305. Over now to Group C. And Group C gets Aquanauts with an underscore. There we go. Let's get that right. Good. Next up, we have Group D. Scarebirds, Maudlin Cake, Eric, Ballet Mage, Huxley, Alexandra Ruhu, Scotsor, Conadu Roo, Smelly Cat, and now Nico 1968. There you go, Nico, into Group D. And into Group E, we get King Pleb. King Pleb into Group E. Group F. Who's it going to be? First of all, from this pot Dunnock, it is going to be Eternity Lost. Hopefully you'll be Eternity 1 by the end of this group stage. Next up, Group G. Who is coming into Group G here? It is Brockner. Brockner into Group G. And now Group H. The Geest group, as we're going to call it, gets Dagger Hashimoto. Very lovely stuff. Group I now. You are going to get the Serial Murderer. We'll see if you are going to serially murder some people in this group and get some wins on the board. Moving over now, Group J is going to go Rojas. Rojas. Over into Group J. Two more groups, beginning with Group K. We get Mongo. Mongo into Group K here. And now Group L gets Quacky. Quacking their way into Group L. And now we loop back around. We do this all over again. Who goes into Group A here? It is Sir Big Spur. Sir Big Spur into Group A. Next up, Group B is going to get Tungsten. Tungsten 2013. Good to see. And speaking of C's, we've got Group C. It is Mare is a Bear. Is that one word or is it Mare is a Bear? We may have to find out another time. Next up, Group D is the mod group. Who goes into the mod group? It is Ian Ashton. Into the mod group. Lovely stuff there, Ian. Next up, Group E. Who enters Group E? It is Duchess of Clifton. Welcome along to the group. Next up, Group F. F's in the chat. Who joins Group F? It is Rube23 into Group F. And now Group G. As we're halfway through Portdunnock, it is Palindrome. Palindrome jumping into Group G here. Next up, Group H. Who joins these wonderful people in Group H? Is Goldfinchy. Goldfinchy into Group H. Slightly gold colour, so I'll take it. Moving on to Group I. Who jumps into Group I here? It is Ineas Lopez in Group I. How appropriate. Good to see. Next up, the J Lim group. It is Group J. Who goes into it is Tiny Geese. Oh, that's a good username. That does make me laugh. Moving on, Group K. Who goes into Group K here? It is Z12 Monkeys. Into Group K. And finally, Group L. We get Sposeps. Sposeps into Group L here. And now we have but 12 players left and one spot in each group. So this will be the final look at how these groups are going to shape up. Who is the last player into Group A? Joining Dr. Grainslove, Goku Matos, Arceus is good, Michael the Grackle, Brocky, Chop You Up, Orsinus, Ivan, Cloud, Malcolm, and Sir Big Spur. It is SZX into Group A. Next up, Group B. Carl Hungus, Foxjoke, No Ravens, Empty Rooster, Terracotta, Knock and Wood, Stallbird, C. Christine, Cuppa, Brenty, and Tungsten. You are joined by Solshire, whose name is probably too long for the box. Next up, Group C. We have so far got Fractal Chest, June Pike, Grievenstein, Birdwatcher, Lowfat, Izux, Kuba Booba, Pledgeling, Salmon Skimroll, Aquanaut, Meriza Bear, and now 12th in this group. It is What Dat Frogmouth Do. If someone knows what Dat Frogmouth Dude, let me know. Next up, Group D. Scaredabirds, Maudlin Cake, Irric, Ballet Mage, Huxley, Alexandra Woohoo, Scotsword, Conadu Rube, Smelly Cat, Nico, and Ian Ashton. You are joined by Sahana1. Sahana1 in Group D. And now it's time for Group E. Joining Monkey Rain, Sleepyhead, me, Weird Owl, Herc, Seagull Like the Bird, Embry Fox, Swagmuller, CG Jr., King Pleb, and Duchess of Clifton. It is the best days of my flirm. Wow, what a name. What a name. I'm so going to have fun typing that out, sending the invite out. So thank you for that. Next up, Group F, we have so far got Bob Prime, Spake Me, Bushy, Woodpecker Joe, Ethma, GD Har, Matt 9890. I can't remember if that's an I or an L, but I think it's an IV 1738, Otsukoya, Eternity Lost, and Rube 23. Last in this Group F, we have Rex Cow. There you go, Rex Cow in Group F. Over to Group G now. 6 players left. Who joins? Abiath, Ronster, Stormchaser, El Sapo, Grappo, Captain Awesome, the Green Clarinet. Oh, this is the name I said I wasn't going to say again. Delio, Sable Knight, Jacka, Brockner, and Palindrome. It is a wing and a prayer. A wing and a prayer. Very nice username. Next up, we go on to Group H with Davim, Juice the Beast, Sadrick, Willy Pizza, Kokotic, Black Spice, Cube Dude, Ava, Zobi, Dagger, and Goldfinchy. It's Blue Jay 76. Lovely stuff. Group I now. Mr. Saber, Mike 316, Queen, Official 1, Lord. We are Wizkid, Bushnit, I Win at Life, Bustle Louis, Corvo Gordo, Serial Murderer, and Inez Lopez. You are joined by Take-A. Take-A into Group I. Now, Group J. Sim, J-Lim, Dozy, Rick Sissel, Purple Martin, Subhadra, Tudor Bahini, George, Travs, Rorojas, and Tony Geese. Your 12th player is GD Pack. GD Pack. And now 2 players left. We have Ravenous Anna and Gradog22. Which one of you is joining? Copdog, Dilfina, Beans on Toast, G-Truda, Stylo Plume, The Bangzat, Nakitano, A Weird Brownie, Slayo, Mongo, and Zetov Monkeys. Into Group K, it is Gradog, which means Ravenous Anna. You are our last name out of the hat, and there we go. You join Danko, JJ Legbargoff, The Flash, Emperor Tim, Mascona, Puppy, Mr. Triggerhands, Cam Sales, Quacky, and Sposeps in Group L. And so there we go. We are done. That is the group stage draw finished. I hope you're all happy with who you've got. You have got 11 games coming up over the next 3 or 4 weeks. I wish you the best of luck in all of them. And yes, as I said at the start, it is top 4 goes through, so that is your goal. Win as many games as you can, get yourself in that top 4, and get yourself through into that next knockout round. So keep your eyes peeled on the server. There is a bit of admin to do to get things set up behind the scenes, but we will hopefully get this kicked off within the next hour or so. I will see you over there. And yeah, once again, best luck everyone in this brand new tournament.